staff meetings suck.
Like, why are we all sitting here for an hour talking about things if you could have just put it in an email?
Welcome to the School Climate and Culture Show. Hosted by Steve, a passionate advocate of positive school climate and culture, together with Meg and Didi. Join us as we explore strategies, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to improve the culture and climate in your school.
Hey, gang, here we are once again. We're back for the School Climate and Culture Show. My name's Steve Bowler, also known as Stand Tall Steve.
And I'm Meg Didi.
All right. Hey, gang, how you doing, Meg? How are things going for you?
Doing great. It is, school's going good.
Yeah.
Everything, it's all good. Kids are good. It's all good.
Now, here's the crazy thing, and I think this is kind of crazy. You sent me a text today when you were at playground duty.
Yes.
And it's snowing. You're expected like a ton of snow. And now, just so everybody knows, when this is being recorded, it's March 6th.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have spring in Wyoming. You know, it's just like, it's a fake spring of like a couple days, but today it's like 5 to 10 inches. It's super heavy. It's super wet. So not only did I have recess duty, but then I followed it with bus duty. And so it was just, it's fine. The kids are great.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's the life there. And now we're here in Jersey. I'm upset because it's 51 and, and windy. So it is what it is.
Yeah. It's cold here.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Well, we got another great show for you guys. This one is going to hit. If I don't get a bunch of hits on this one, something's up. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Meg, the title of this episode is
Why Staff Meetings Suck.
Yeah. Why does staff meetings suck? Or not even why, just staff meetings suck. We can even just take out the why if we wanted to. But, it's something, right?
It's something.
Yeah, it is something. Now, once again, we're going to be bringing this from two different perspectives, some realistic perspective. I got the admin perspective. Megan, you have the teacher perspective. But I think we have a funnier twist to all of this that we can kind of touch on, as well as bring it back to practical ideas that we can really implement so that staff meetings don't have to suck, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so really, if we're thinking about all of this, could it have been in an email? Could you have said whatever it is that you need to say? Could you have written an email and not have all of us get together? Like, why are we all sitting here for an hour talking about things if you could have just put it in an email?
Yeah, all right. That's number one. Could it have been in an email? No one needs a PowerPoint and bullet points. What could have been in an email? So here's the thing, right, gang? We know that we, as administrators, we have to have staff meetings, all right? We have to bring the people together. We have to do things. And I get it. Sometimes you're scrambling for what it is that you need, you're going to put in your staff meeting. Now, if you're scrambling to put something in your staff meeting, you don't need to have a staff meeting, right? I mean, I get coming together. There's value in people coming together, but we got to make it meaningful. So here's the other thing. If you are going to have something that you're going to talk about that could have been put into an email, what are you going to do with that? Meaning that, are you turning it into an opportunity that we're going to turn and talk and discuss it and give some information back out? Are you going to turn it into a learning where we're going to dive in a little bit deeper with it? Are you going to get perspectives from people, from their voices, and let other people hear those perspectives, chart them out so that it'll better inform your decision? There's a lot of different things that can be done beyond just reading it. So make it purposeful. What are your thoughts with that, Meg?
I absolutely love that. If it's a purposeful meeting, thinking about, some decision I'm sure you have to make that I can't even give you input as a teacher. You can't take what I have to say. But knowing that my voice is being heard, or I have some type of discussion at the meeting, would make it feel much better than just reading from a slide deck.
Yeah, exactly. Reading from a slide deck. Good Lord. Oh my gosh. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Just reading from a slide deck. You just can't do that. That's not even good. Like, we always talk about professional speaking and training and consulting. And in that's one of the things that's a big no-no to begin with. I was just in Hawaii and I was doing some presentations to a school district there about how to communicate better. And, maybe I should have put in there, communicating better includes making sure you don't use things that can be in an email in
Yes.
your staff meeting. There you go. All right. So what's number two?
Okay.
What's our second thing of why staff meetings suck?
Okay, it's the never-ending meeting. You said it was going to be 30 minutes. You said it was going to be 15 minutes. We're going to be out, and here we are, and we're still sitting at 90 minutes, and it just keeps going on and on and on. It's the never-ending meeting.
Yeah, that's a never-ending meeting. Whew. Well, here's the thing. I first of all, for most public schools, right, they have a union, right? And so usually within that union contract is the determined amount of time as what time the school day must end, what time the teachers are allowed to go. Now, I have seen, and I've been in certain schools where you may have a staff meeting. It's moving along fine. The time comes contractually of when the teachers must leave, and teachers have gotten up in the middle of them talking and walked out the door.
Seriously.
Oh, yes, girl.
I would feel terrible.
I know.
I would feel terrible.
And that's the thing. The whole environment in the room is just like, it's like as the time gets closer, you can feel, we talk about climate, right? Climate is the emotional state people feel in a space. You can feel the tension growing. And it's just like, uh-oh, here it goes, here it goes. And you know the one teacher, one or two teachers who don't care, who's just like, they get their things together. You see them grabbing their things, they're waiting. Boom, 3:30, they stand up. They stand up and off they go. They start walking out. And the principal's like, they can't say anything. Because it's like, yes, it's contractual. And then I've seen also where administrators or someone who's running the meeting, like, oh, I know we're getting close to our times. If you guys could just give me a minute, just hold on a second, I'm going to wrap this up. There's a couple things we really need to touch base on. But one of the things that it needs to happen is you need to be respectful of people's time.
Yes.
You need to be respectful of people's time and be aware of what those things are. And it's just working it out. What are your thoughts?
And I think if you're delivering, I think as speakers, when we're delivering something, we have a set time that we have to give this information in. And so as a administrator giving a staff meeting, you know what you need to present, and you need to either think about how long it's going to take or practice it or something. Because if you're going to tell me 15 minutes, I already know what I'm going to do after the meeting or whatever. Kids are coming in, it's in the morning. So just preparing for that, I would feel so much better receiving the information. I would never be able to walk out. I couldn't do that.
You couldn't do that? But you don't think you can try? You wouldn't just up and just
I
roll
mean,
out?
I would probably follow suit if there was a solid group of teachers leaving. I'd probably be like, okay, well, they're going. But yeah.
I mean, for those who are listening, those who are teachers, or even if you're an administrator and you were once a teacher, were you ever that person? Were you ever the one that's like, you know what? This is it. It's time to go. That is it. And let's say that you have a stand-up meeting in the first thing in the morning, right? Before the kids are coming in, right?
Yes.
You can't have the never-ending meeting then. The teachers have got to go. Even if there's important information that you need to share with them, and some people are talking things through, you got to say, look, kids are coming. Be aware. And I tell you what, to me, that builds trust, that builds integrity, that builds an understanding that you are consistent with your time, so that if something does come along and you have to do a quick meeting and it goes over a minute, people will give you more grace because you've been so consistent with everything for so long.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. All right. Number 3.
Yes. Okay. This one's good.
Yeah.
It's the admin monologues, the extended edition. So like, did I sign up for this TED Talk? Are we just like, what's happening in this meeting right now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We can get administrators. You guys can get on your soapbox and get to going. It's like you got a big red circle on the ground for your TED Talk. And
lights, camera, action.
Lights, camera, action, and off they go. And they swear that they're oh, this is good stuff. I'm giving you, all of that's really happening. So here's the thing I have to say with this one. All right. I think that what needs to happen is whenever you are having your staff meeting or faculty meeting, what you need to do is for each of the items that are on the agenda, and that's the other thing, make sure you have an agenda, make sure you send the agenda out before the meeting. And I'm not talking 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I'm talking, if the meeting's at the end of the day, at least give it out that morning, if not the day before. All right. Now that we have Google and all these shared document things, it could be a running agenda that people can look at it. You don't want people coming into the meeting wondering or just digesting everything right away. All right. So for each item that is on the agenda, make sure you have something to do for each item of the agenda. Meaning, so you have these things on here. This first item is going to be a discussion. This next item is going to be a review. This next item is going to be working in groups. This, similar to a class lesson. Each item should be something. Now, there's nothing wrong with lecture, right? That's a part of regular teaching and that's a part of everything else, but have it clearly stated as to what each item is and how much time you're anticipating for each of those items. And that should cut down the admin monologue, the admin monologue, all right?
TED Talk.
The TED Talk.
Yes. Well, and it gives us time to discuss a little bit. You know, if there's something big coming down, I need to process that, think about, you know, we have to have a little conversation. So if it fits, that would be perfect.
If it fits. Well, here's another thing. So when you're in a meeting, and this is just for a staff meeting as well as any kind of meeting, there is a clear difference between dialogue and discussion. There's a difference between having dialogue and having discussion. So when you have dialogue with other people, right? Dialogue means that you're looking to get greater understanding. We have to understand this. The decision hasn't been made yet. We're figuring things out. Let's have dialogue. Hey, give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Turn and, you know, let's discuss how this can build up. How can we make this better? What are the processes for this? Now, mind you, this all may not happen within a faculty meeting, but maybe it would. Make it a really robust, meaningful faculty meeting. So now teachers and staff are feeling empowered, like they have a say-so. They have something in that. Now, if you're at the discussions phase, that means the decision has been made. All right, dialogue already happened. The what ifs and could it be and how come and what else can we figure out to make happen? All those discussions are made. So now what we're doing is we're having a discussion of what the decision was. All right, this is the decision. It is done. It is happening. What else do we need to learn from this? You know, these are the specifics of what it's going to be. These are the details that you need to be aware and understand, right? Those kind of things. You may have some additional questions, but things aren't necessarily changing. So when you go in, first of all, you should train your staff on what a dialogue and a discussion is. And then even in your agenda, you can have this item is a dialogue. This item is a discussion. So now teachers feel empowered to know what it is that they're coming into. What's that? You know, does that make, I mean, it makes sense to me, right?
It does. It makes sense. And to tell them that this is a discussion item, there's nothing we can do about it. This is what's coming down. It makes me respond to you better because I'm like, all right, you can't do anything about it. It's said and done. What do we got going on? And then we can move on. But then knowing if it's a dialogue, we can have a conversation that maybe my voice can be heard in a different way. That's powerful.
Yeah.
I love that.
There you go. All right. So that should help with the admin monologues. All right. And I admit, I probably did a few monologues in my day as well. I'm sure I have, especially being a speaker. You know what I mean? All right. What's number 4? We're at number 4, right? Yeah.
We are. Number 4.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's good. Buzzword bingo, but make it painful. This is on my end. So
okay, help me out. Give me something.
We're sitting in a meeting and we're playing a game. We're playing buzzword bingo, but we're hearing rigor, data-driven, fidelity, right? One more and I win. So the extra hour of stress after school or right before it starts, how can we make that feel better? That buzzword bingo.
Buzzword bingo. I actually really like this. What other stress words can we come up with? We got rigor, data, what'd you say? Fidelity, stakeholder.
Oh, there we go. You know they're yelling at the podcast as we speak. Like you got to think of this one. They're yelling all these words at us right now.
What's another one? Stakeholder. Yes. Oh, you can just put parents. Yeah, we can put requirements, standard. There's a whole lot of vernacular that we use in K-12. And you know what? There probably would be nothing wrong with having, if the teachers, you guys did this, they had to pass it out to everybody, buzzword bingo, administrators don't even realize it.
Yes.
You just kind of check it off to see in the middle of it, bingo. It's like, wait, what? What?
Another teacher runs over and you get a sticker or a piece of candy. Like, what are you doing?
What are
Yes.
you doing? What's happening with this? But it's true. There are so many buzzwords that we use. Policy, we got the word policy, compliance, yeah, that we use on a regular basis. And I'm not saying, truthfully, I'm not saying that this is bad or not, but I just think it could really make the time go on a little better in the faculty meeting.
It would be good. And then it's that undercover teacher thing that we've got going on right now, the undercover bingo.
The undercover bingo.
Yeah. If anybody listening tries this, we would love to hear how it goes.
Please reach out to us. Yes, reach out. Let us know how this goes. The bingo, the buzzword bingo. I love it. Are you an educator who wants to learn about the world of professional speaking? I'm here to help you with that. We have a program called Within Our Ranks. Within Our Ranks is training for educators who want to speak professionally. This program will help you through that process of understanding the world of professional speaking in K through 12. So look further throughout everything that we have here, check this out, and learn about Within Our Ranks to see if it's right for you. All right.
Okay.
So what do we got for number 5? Number 5.
Number 5 is new initiatives again. Right? So just when you finally understand something, you finally got it, you got it understood, and then bam, you hit us with another new initiative. How are you going to make that better?
I don't know how you can, because here's the thing. Often, no, it's not all the time, but often new initiatives don't necessarily come from the building level. All right. A lot of new initiatives don't necessarily come from the building level. Some do. All right. Now, if you're a half savvy administrator, if you're putting forth a new initiative just at the building level, you have already talked to other teachers, pulled them in, figured it out, had those teachers go out, chat it up with other teachers, bring the information back to you. Is it going to work? So therefore, if a new initiative comes in, it's almost not even a secret. Like, yeah, we know. One of the things that I would have is I had a site-based team, I called it. And different schools call it different things. But my site-based team was a group of teachers from the building and a parent. We would have a parent be on this as well. And this was at my upper elementary school, 5th and 6th grade. We had 5th and 6th grade, 2 grades, 1,200 kids, nice big building.
Oof.
Yeah, I know, it was a big school. But we would meet once a month, and these people on the site-based team, they actually got voted in. And they would come and they would talk to me about what's going on in the building, concerns that are happening, so we can cut these things off ahead of time before they turn into anything else. Now, what I ended up realizing was this site-based team is more than people who are cutting off problems and issues and concerns before it gets to be too big. This team can be the ones who can flow in new ideas, new concepts that they can then go back and find out if this is going to be valuable or not. So they would come to me and and they get ready to go. Oh, no, don't leave. I have a few ideas that I want to run past you. They were like, oh, really? Yes. And so I have this idea, and I would talk about it. What are your thoughts? And they would give me their thoughts and their ideas. Oh, oh, yes. I like that. And I would take those ideas and I would sit on them, because I knew what was going to happen. What was going to happen? You know what's going to happen. They're going to go running back to all their buddies.
Talk to everybody.
Talk to everybody. I didn't even have to say to them, go back and talk to everybody. They go back and they talk to everybody. And then the next time that we meet, hey, did you hear anything? What are your thoughts? Well, I actually talked to a few people, or I think that and now I'm better informed as to what I need to do. The thing is, administrators, you have to be patient with this. You can't drop something that you want to do within the next month on this group or your staff. You need a 3-month to 4-month leeway to get it flushed out, so that you're not getting new agenda dropped in your face right away.
Yes. That sounds glorious. That would be perfect.
Glorious. I love that word.
That sounds glorious. And really, how smart of you to sit on that and be like, well, I know you teachers are going to go around and talk to everybody.
And then
you just took you don't take your time to go talk to everybody, because I'm going to go chit chat. And then I just brought you all the information.
There you go. It was
Boom.
crazy. I almost felt a little guilty. I almost felt like a little mad scientist. Like, here's what you do. Oh, they're going to go, you know. And there was new initiatives that we rolled in that were less stressful.
Mm-hmm.
They were easier. They were more accepted. I mean, literally, there were times that certain things rolled in and the staff thought it was their idea, and it wasn't. It was straight up my idea. I just utilized the site-based team, and I was patient in my process in order for it to end up really taking place.
That
So
is a little mad scientist.
it is a little
That's
bit.
good.
Yeah, hey, there you go. That's what it is for the new initiatives. Again. All right. Okay.
Again.
All right.
Okay.
So I don't even know what number we are. 7, 5, 7, 6.
We're on 6. We're on 6. Okay.
Yes.
This one's not as heavy. This one's not as heavy. It's just the paperwork overload.
Give me more.
So, you know, it's just a quick form. It's just a quick form. Next thing you know, you are drowning in data sheets, reflections, surveys that no one's ever going to read.
Oh.
Just fill this out real quick. This is fine. Just for the student, just for data. But and then here you are an hour later in your classroom trying to do all the things.
Well, if we're keeping this at the staff meeting level, right? Because, you know, staff meetings suck. So is it given at the staff meeting, or are you doing it at the staff meeting? Because I know from the administrative standpoint, some administrators are like, we have a captive audience. I know they don't have time anywhere else. So let's do this paperwork and thinking now. Let's hit it right now. That's what I had done.
I was thinking that we're going to start it at the staff meeting. We don't have time to finish all the things. And now you're bringing it back. And then the next staff meeting, we brought back all the stuff. So it's like a rollover. It just never goes away.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Is there a fix for that? Or how
I
do
don't
we
even know if there is a fix for that. I mean, one, it goes back to trying to maximize the time that you have in your staff meeting so that the staff meetings aren't just information get, it is working time. Like, you know, we're going to get to work. Again, it goes back to the agenda, identifying on the agenda what each agenda item is, put in there, this is work time. We have stuff that we have to get done. So this way, when teachers are coming in, they're not like, what? We got paperwork to fill out now? My mind wasn't ready for this. Honey, it was on the agenda. You got it last week.
I brought my felt pens. Like, I'd be ready.
Pens. Let's go. And truthfully, a lot of the paperwork stuff is all online now, right? You know what I mean?
True.
You can go in and survey it, whatever like that. And I have, you know, I would think, fine, I get that a survey can go out in an email, but we all know people are busy and they don't fill it out. So again, you do have a captive audience. All right, everybody, open up your laptop, take up your phone, scan the QR code, fill out the form now. This way it's done, it's over with, and we've maximized our time so that we can then utilize that data, that information.
There you go.
And here's the other thing as it relates to data, because I know you love data. You're a data junkie. You're a data junkie. A lot of teachers aren't data junkies. So how do you feel as far as you coming to a faculty meeting and the data has been analyzed for you to take, or utilizing the time during the faculty meeting to go through data?
Okay, so if the data is for me and my students, I want to be able to take that, analyze it, do things, and then go talk about it. And then what do we do? Now, if it's coming down from something else, if it's somewhere else and it's not maybe directly for me, I want someone else.
School-based data.
Yeah. I want someone else to kind of do that, and then let's just kind of talk about what we see. So it kind of depends on where it's coming from. Yes,
then you can have dialogue on it, get a greater understanding based off of that data. That's good. Okay. Because when we talk about paperwork, it's a lot of times it's not really paper. It's just the more stuff that you do that you have to do. So maximizing that time. Listeners, I would love info from you on this. How do you prefer that data as it relates to a staff meeting? You know, is it very much like what Meg says, where if it's directly my kids, okay, let me thumb through it and kind of wrestle with it so I can have a better understanding of what to do, or not? Or do you prefer it to be, if it's building wide or something bigger, just figure it all out and let me know so that I can have a better understanding and have some, you know, in that case, it's discussion, because all the work's been done and now you have a discussion on it. So I would love to find out more people, what people think on that one. That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
And for those who are on YouTube, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat below. Yeah.
I'm thinking like state report card almost. Sometimes we get that so late. There's nothing I can do about it. Them kids are gone and they've already moved on.
You're right.
But I need to know. I need you to tell me what it is so that I can better prepare my class now for the next thing. So
Yeah.
it depends on what it is.
Depends on what it is. That's a good one. We got deeper into that paper overload than I
I
thought.
know.
Right?
And I told you
All
it
right.
wasn't going to be heavy. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
7.
right. Number 7,
Mhm.
the shame game.
Shame game.
So, yeah, is this a staff meeting or a public trial? So
Oh,
calling out teachers in front of everyone about whatever it is that you want to call them. Is it attendance? Maybe there's a mistake they made. They rolled in late. I don't know, but we're like shouting it out.
That kills the morale. That kills it all. And you know what? I would love to say nobody does that.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. There's schools out there that has this mindset that teachers are nothing more than big children that you need to scold and keep in line and keep in check. Well, and even with kids, scolding a child in front of others, making them an example, that doesn't work. Not anymore. I remember I grew up, they did that in a heartbeat, but that's not the way that things need to be. And how excited are teachers going to be going to a staff meeting if that is what's going to happen? Yes, teachers have to go to staff meetings. Why would you do anything to reduce the probability of them wanting to come? My thought is you do whatever's necessary in order to increase the probability that they want to come. Right? I
agree.
That's just, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It makes me think of the thing that I did called This Bud's for You. This Bud's for You. So This Bud's for You, it's not about alcohol, y'all. Calm down, right? It's at every faculty meeting, we would get a bouquet of flowers. And we would open up the bouquet of flowers, put them outside of the door where the faculty meeting's going to be. So as teachers came in, they would pick up a flower if they chose. They didn't have to, but if they chose to, they could pick up a flower. Then when we'd start the meeting off with, we would say, okay, this bud's for you, or faculty flowers, whatever you want to call it. And then whoever had a flower would stand up and they would say, hey, I just want to thank Mrs. Johnson for helping me out last week. I was really sick. You jumped in. I appreciate it. Thank you. And that teacher would pass that flower to the other teacher. And then the next PE teacher would get up and they say, yes, hey, Mr. D, you know what you did. I can't tell everybody what you did, but you know what you did. Thank you very much. And they would pass it. But it's just a way that teachers can pass it and thank each other to get a good feeling in a meeting, to start things off. You know what I mean? Do whatever you can to make a meeting happy, enjoyable in some way.
Love it. Perfect.
Boom.
We have one more.
One more is the last one, number 8?
Yep, number 8.
All right, number 8.
Avoiding meetings at the worst possible time.
Okay.
You're scheduling a meeting. We just need to maybe be mindful that Friday afternoon is probably not the best time, the last possible second of the day. Or Monday mornings, those are always rough. Their kids, nothing ever goes exactly right on Monday morning. But if you have control of it, could we schedule it at a better time?
Yeah. Scheduling the meetings, that's usually a lot of schools, they have a set time, the first Monday of every month after school, or a certain time that they have it. I know some schools, they just do morning meetings all the time. That's just how they do it, because they start maybe later in the day or whatever like that. But yeah, just picking times that make sense. And I get it. Sometimes things come down and you don't want a paper trail of an email with it. I need to get everybody together and talk about this real quick. You have those stand-up faculty meetings. I've done that many a times. It's like, hey, gang, those who can, please come to the stand-up faculty meeting. And usually those stand-up faculty meetings, they're not mandatory. And enough people come because they're going to go and talk. There might be somebody in the back texting all the information right there as it is, But sometimes you need to have those stand-up faculty meetings. And if you do have to have these meetings on a Friday afternoon or something like that, man, if they better be quick. It better be the fastest thing going, talking in super speed.
All of the things that we just talked about, if you have to have a staff meeting, it's not the best time. You're bringing in the agenda, right? You're telling us what it's going to be all about. You have it figured out. We're not reading from slides. I mean, everything that you just talked about this entire pod. If you made those things happen, I wouldn't care that it'd be a Friday afternoon because you're going to value my time. I'm
Yeah.
going to know it's coming. It doesn't matter.
You're actually right. You're absolutely right. If we're doing 1 through 7, then we have to do a quick number 8, which is that timing of a faculty meeting. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. And here, and here's the thing. Stephen Covey, he spoke about this a lot, right? Is the emotional bank account. And the emotional bank account is that you're doing things consistently for your teachers, for your staff, for each other, for people. And every time you're doing these positive things that are meaningful things, you're making deposits into the emotional bank account of others. And so therefore, if something comes up that you need to do a withdrawal, Friday afternoon meeting real quick because something went down, Monday morning meeting quick because something went down, a midday check-in type of thing because something went down, whatever like that, you make a withdrawal, you're not going to be overdrawn. You're not going to be overdrawn on that other people's emotional bank account because you've made so many quality deposits into them so that it's okay. It's that mutual respect. You developed a high level of integrity. It's consistent in the things that you are doing with your staff. That would make sense. That would feel good, right?
Yeah, definitely. So how do you make this possible, Steve, for everybody listening? Like, where does this go? How can you help? This sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad that you said that because we're starting something new. Actually, I'm starting something new. I'm really excited about this. I'm calling it the Stand Tall Staff Meetings, right? The Stand Tall Staff Meetings. So what the Stand Tall Staff Meetings is basically we're going back to pandemic times. Don't turn off the podcast. Calm down, people. Calm down. But remember during the pandemic time, all staff meetings were virtual, right? All the trainings were virtual. That's still a possibility. So what I'm doing is I'm offering to schools the opportunity for me to come to your staff meeting virtually. Bring me in virtually. I will give you half an hour, 45 minutes, or an hour, whatever that timeline is, of inspiration, motivation, guidance, understanding, training, so that your staff meeting actually means something. It's good. It's juicy. It's something that the staff will turn and talk and say, yes, this was something that's worthwhile. Maybe it's that stretch that you're coming into spring break and you're like, good Lord, we got to do something to get these teachers back, because they just can't wait that they're going to kill the kids or something. Something's not going to be right. Or maybe you just need some inspiration leading into state testing. Or maybe it's after state testing, it's that latter part of the year. And it's just like, you know what? I'm having a staff meeting, but we don't have anything major happening here. We want to keep people engaged. Maybe it's the end of the year and you want them to think of some things going into the summer so that the next year you're ready to go. I always say finish strong. I always have that. So that's what it is. So I just reach out to me through my website, standtallsteve.com, or email me directly, Steven, Steven, at standtallsteve.com, and say, hey, I want a Stand Tall staff meeting. And we'll make it happen. I'm staying here, you're staying there, Zoom in, boom, make it happen. That's what they're talking about.
Yes.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
Woo! This was an episode. I think this is a good one, right? This is exciting.
Yes.
We have some fun things that are coming up, just overall, within our ranks, training for educators who want to speak professionally. We have something happening in Denver, right? What's that?
We do. We kind of have a special event happening in Denver. It's a Mile High pop-up in Denver, Colorado. So we had enough educators that were ready to take that leap of speaking professionally in education. And so we're actually getting to do a pop-up retreat. So very excited for that one.
Yes. So we're calling it since it's in Denver, it's the Mile High City. We're calling it the Mile High, within our ranks, Mile High pop-up. So if you're in that area, hey, come on through. What's the dates on that one? That is June,
it's the first part of June,
Yes.
10th, 11th, and 12th, I believe.
Yeah. 10th, 11th, and 12th, Mile High pop-up. And then we have the regular within our ranks retreat, and that's going to be in Philadelphia last weekend in June. So it's double happening in June. So we're really excited about that. Interested in speaking, training, consulting in any way within our ranks is it.
It's your thing. Yes.
Yep. Not to mention the within our ranks community, which is the last Thursday of every month. Anybody who's interested in learning about speaking or just want to talk it up about the world of speaking, hop on. Go to withinourranks.com/community and you can go there as well. All right.
Yeah, register for those because it's just a bunch of educators coming together and talking about all things speaking, PD, whatever it is. The last few have been so powerful. So it's just
Yeah.
good to come and listen. Definitely.
Yeah. We're just chopping it up. It's not training. It's just
Nope.
talking with educators. And let's be honest, gang, the landscape of education is shifting. It is changing. And because of that, we have to think about what K-12 professional development is going to look like. We have to talk about what training is going to look like, what speaking is going to look like in K-12. And this allows that venue for us to chat it up and make those things happen. There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So what do you got coming up? You got anything major coming up for you integrated?
Yeah, so integrated, we're on our way to the TIE conference in Rapid City, South Dakota. So we'll be there speaking. That's coming up. You know, integrated, we're still in the classroom doing the things. It's the end of the school year, so we're wrapping up for state testing and grades, and you know, it's the end. It's the stretch. So we're just, you know, it's my favorite time of the year for our students. So it really is a good time for us to field test all the things that we know work for kids.
That's perfect. I love it. I love it. Yeah. For me, I'm going back up to Buffalo to do some consulting. I'm back down in New Orleans at R.K. Smith Middle School doing consulting there. I'm doing a student assembly here in New Jersey for Williamstown Middle School. We're doing 4 assemblies over 2 days, 2 on one day, 2 on the next day. So I got that going on as well. Let me see. I'm helping out with National Speakers Association, their Speaker Academy. So yeah, I got some good, and I'm going up to Connecticut, to NSA Connecticut, helping them out as well. So I got some things that are happening also, which is really exciting. Yeah.
Good, good.
All right, gang. I think we've hit it as to why staff meetings suck and some ideas of what you guys can do to really make it better in a lot of different ways. All right.
Hey, thanks, Steve. This was a good one.
This was a good one. Thank you too, Meg. You guys take it easy. Talk soon.
Bye.
Are you an educator who wants to learn about the world of professional speaking? I'm here to help you with that. We have a program called Within Our Ranks. Within Our Ranks is training for educators who want to speak professionally. This program will help you through that process of understanding the world of professional speaking in K through 12. So look further throughout everything that we have here. Check this out and learn about Within Our Ranks to see if it's right for you.